Go. Hi,
Yeah.
Dorothée Oung. Welcome to the show, to the Impact Revolution. It's such a pleasure to have you. First of all, you are my mentor, and now we will see what you do as well. But please share, how are you doing?
So I'm well. Thank you. Thank you for having me here. I'm very honored to be part of your new series. And, I can wait to see what is going to happen in the next, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes. Let's see.
Great. Thank you so much, Dorothée. So, the first question is a bit, to be a bit playful, yes? So, I wanted to ask you, if you could wake up tomorrow anywhere in the world, where it will be, Dorothée?
You would be in Santa Barbara,
Santa
in
Barbara.
California. Yeah.
Ah,
And
why?
indeed, so that, one of something that only my employees know, my
Uh-huh.
vision board is on my screen of my computer, and there's a
Uh-huh.
picture of Hendry Beach, which is one of my favorite part of the world.
Okay, Henry Beach.
Hmm.
Okay, I never heard about it. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That we have some commonalities there because I also want to go to No, California. I haven't been there yet. And this second question is a bit more about you, yes? How will someone who really respects you and admires you, how will define who is Dorothée on?
I think the first thing they would say it's kind of a crazy, half French, half Cambodian lady living in Spain. I think the craziness will become first because it's one of our thing. I really love laughing in everything that I do. So bad joke, good jokes doesn't matter. Business, private life, still the same. So I would say that.
Okay, great. All right. Well, from my side, you're my mentor and I love you so much. So you're a great person. You are very kind and you help a lot of people and really well. So just to let the audience know, you are a neuro leader and you coach coaches and mentors as well as business people. And now we
Correct.
can start doing the interview, the formal interview. And wanted to know, Dorothée, this is just what will be the last message, or if you were to die tomorrow, what will you leave to the world?
I would say smile to the world. Honestly, I think it's something that sounds very cheesy, and I do know that. And I think that's fascinating. I'm pretty much sure that's why I'm always having red lipstick when I'm working with professional coaches or psychologists or NLP practitioner, any professional working in the personal and professional development. And you know
Mhm.
what? I do wear my lipstick also when in my private life. So it helps me to show my teeth so that people can smile you back, So
Uh-huh.
it's a just smile.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for that. You have a beautiful smile, by the way, so it's good. It
A bit.
resonates with your ability. Yes. All right, very good. And wanted to know, how did you start this coaching business? Yeah, when was the moment or the situation or the in your life that made you go for this?
So yes, so it was already 5, 6 years ago, something like that. And I recently moved from Barcelona to Madrid. So what happened is that my partner, he and myself, we have a vision where we wanted to be globetrotters and living in different part of the world. So we moved first from Paris to Barcelona. What happened is that after Madrid, we were thinking about moving to the States, but what happened is COVID-19. And so when you, when you move so many times, like our plan was to move every 2 years, and
Hmm.
I was kind of tired of like what looking for a job in every city I would move to, and I wanted to have something that would. I wanted not to look for the job, but having the job looking for me. So that was my first thinking about becoming like a self-employer. So first thing
Great.
first, I started as a business developer because it's what I've been doing since over 15 years.
Hmm.
And so I started with what I knew, and then little by little I looked for what I was passionate about, what would be my mission, vocation, and it became my profession today. So I started to learn cognitive sciences, to become a coach, a mentor, a trainer, and facilitator. And now I'm using neuroscience for guys, for people and professionals who wants to become neuro leaders and use the full potential of their brain.
All right, great, very interesting. I didn't know that story, and I know you move a lot, and that you were or you want to go to California in some point. I just wanted to. So there was any particular moment where you learn about cognitive science or someone or some business that you decided to go from business development to coaching, or
So
how did you find that?
that's the thing. That I thought I have coached people before I became a self-employer, but I didn't. Back in time, I didn't have the ICF certification. So I thought
Uh,
I was coaching, but I discovered that I was not coaching at all. It was
uh-huh,
more kind of mentoring and support.
uh-huh.
And having that said, is that it's something that has been present in my life at the end of the day, either personal or professional. So I know when you walk through the Ikigai concept and philosophy with your clients, one of the questions you can use to go deeper about what instead of saying what you love, what you're good at. So it's like, what kind of, why your friends or the people you work with, for what are they coming to you and ask you for, what kind of services and favor. And so I realized that it was always for my observation and the way I listen, the way I analyze things and see things behind the scene, without knowing what is happening.
Uh-huh.
And so that was, it has been in my life my whole life, but without exploring this skill, to say it like that, consciously. So it was more an unconscious skills than a conscious one. And also back in time when I was in Paris, I really love being like supporting students,
Hmm.
and so I support students with their teeth. I'm so sorry, that means it's a
It's okay.
messenger.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's literally my office.
It's
So
alive. It's alive.
yeah, it's a lab, literally. So it's all about, I always been supporting people in the way. So using either mentoring tools or coaching tools or knowledge tools, doesn't matter. I always done that without being consciously aware of that.
All right.
So turn off my camera a second.
Yeah.
And so because someone is going to get the messenger, he's the partner I was talking about. And I'm
Okay.
back. I
All
know,
right.
it was on. Okay, I thought I would
Okay.
take off. It's okay.
It's okay. You need a second, or we can continue.
It's okay.
Dorothée? Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
that was very interesting. So it's like you kind of had this natural behavior or conduct for being a coach
Mhm.
that you have developed throughout your years unconsciously. And then once you start reflecting on your strengths and your ikigai, then you decided to become a coach. And where do you think this came from? These strengths, how did you develop them?
I think that's interesting that you asked me this question because it always, I feel like it always, when we decide to embrace this kind of profession, in the personal development and professional development industry, there's
Uh-huh.
something very personal that we want to cure, to work on, either if it's consciously and unconsciously. What I do know is that one of the reason one and the pattern behind that is it's a family one,
Mhm.
I said that before. I'm half Asian, I'm half Cambodian. So I was born in the 80s, so it means that it was close to the war in Cambodia. So I know that either my family is dead or either my Cambodian family is traumatized by that. And I feel that this is something that has been a very intrinsic and very personal reason why I decided to support others, so that people can get over this kind of like situations. Even if I don't support people in their grief and stuff like that, it's still a way for me to support and do something into this world.
All right, beautiful, beautiful. I didn't know that. That's amazing. That's amazing. So it's kind of healing or forgiving or overcoming these potential traumas or mental barriers that could come from these events, that life can give to us. Yeah. All right, very good. Thank you, Dorothy, for sharing that. So next question will be, when you think of someone successful, who comes to your mind?
I think I would, you know what? My first thought came also now you meeting my second roommate from the house, Echo.
Huh,
So
huh.
it would be my grandma. That's very
Okay.
interesting because my grandma, she stopped school at 12. Okay, she was born a little bit before the Second World War. Okay, in southern west France. You know what? She's being like an agriculture, like a daughter of agriculture. She has been sent to Paris to work at her 14, sorry, and then after she was like a roommate, no roommate, sorry, a housekeeper, but
Okay.
not the housekeeper that is nice today. The one that literally was coming at your home at 6 and would go at midnight and would do anything in the house.
Okay.
And through adversities that she had, I feel like she had a beautiful life,
All
literally.
right.
So
Okay.
if you look from the outside, she had a shitty job, very bad paid. She got married and get children, and she unfortunately lost her husband super quick. She lost one of her daughters super quick and stuff, and she died like super peacefully, like a couple months ago at 92. So that will be the person I'm thinking about first,
Uh-huh.
and after that will be my clients.
All
That's
right.
interesting because I see success in them when sometimes they don't see success in themselves, and they always inspire me in everything that I do. So sometimes I have ups and downs, that's normal, and downs and downs. And then when I just think of how my clients are fighting, are walking and doing stuff with so much bravery and courage, I'm like, holy, like, they can do it. I can do it. Let's do it.
Very good. I can feel that one, that last one. And I wanted to ask you for your grandmother. You say like she didn't have the best job and she was having some. We know he lost her husband, your grandfather. So why did you say that she has an amazing life? In what sense?
Because she managed to see things always with another narrative. So
Okay.
all the jokes, by the way, that I share, or the proverb, or the storytelling or analogy, they all come from my grandma because she would always manage from a very bad situation to make fun of it and to laugh over it, to put some, okay, that's French, putting some irony or sarcasm. That's
Uh-huh.
our style. I know it doesn't make laugh everybody, but us at Seed, it makes us laugh.
Uh-huh.
And she would always see kind of the situation differently. That was interesting.
All right. Okay, very good. All right, that's nice. That's very maybe you get the coaching mindset also from her, right? There's
Yeah,
some influence from her.
yeah.
Ah, very cool, very good. Okay, nice. Yeah, I was thinking my grandmother also started in France doing some housekeeping in hotels and all that. So that was a funny coincidence as well. And this is the grandmother from your mother's side or your French side, right? French side.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
because I never met the Cambodian side. They died during the war.
Ah, okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right.
So that's the first time I'm talking about this kind of thing on social media. So you're having kind of an exclusivity, I guess, in your interview.
All right. I feel proud and I'm grateful. That's why I wanted to do this interview, because when we do the mentoring sessions, we talk about me. I don't know much about you, and I really want to know about you as well. Yeah.
We
So
talk about our Asian family a lot, you and
yeah,
me.
we did, but not specifically to this one and how it relates to your career and to your dream and to your, vision and your warrior mission. Yeah. So that was very interesting to realize. And I wanted to ask you, Dorothée, if you have to choose one or two of your biggest failures or biggest lessons learned in life, which ones would you choose?
So I'm thinking about two public speaking that I did, one at my 25 and one a
Uh-huh.
couple of years ago. So Maybe the second one you I already told you, but the first one not
The
maybe.
25, I think, was the one I know. Maybe. I don't know.
So
Let's see.
back when I was 25, I did a big presentation in front of politicians and journalists and everything, and there were over 300 people or something like that. That was incredible because even the room was too big and people were standing outside the conference room.
Uh-huh.
And I was 25. I was the youngest person in the whole crowd, and also understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I started my pitch like a robot. I was like, blah, 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 because I've been like rehearsing so much and so much. And they were my parents coming because they were very proud and say, oh, my daughter is doing a conference in photo, blah, blah, blah. And and so I saw myself after a couple of seconds being a robot and not being myself. And I remember that there was like the desk with the mic. I took up the mic. So I had my PowerPoint going on and then I could see the screen. I took up the mic and I just went walking on the stand and said, you know what? I'm 25. That's the first time I'm talking for an exceptional project. I'm being emotional. And then I'm going to speak right now with no script and from my heart. And I just went like this.
Wow.
And they were back in time my coach, because I had a coach back in time who helped me with my how I speak to the public, to the media, and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I remember at the end of my speech, I have been the only one. Everybody stand up and then applause, and I was like, "Oh,
A
why?"
standing
Just,
ovation, yeah?
yeah, just because I went authentic and I say, "Well, I started with a bad word because we're French. I'm like, merde, and go. and and then I managed to connect with them, presenting my project very deeply. So it was kind
Mm.
of big faith because all the speech, all the hours that I spent, I
Yes,
didn't use it literally, and I had to say
definitely.
in front of over 300 people, I I messed up right now. I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna do differently. And it was not really the industry to do that. So that was the first thing. So I learned from that authenticity and being vulnerable is the best thing that you can use in your life in general.
Yeah. Be true to
The,
ourselves.
the
Uh-huh.
second public speaking, and then I think you know this one also, is that
I
I
knew
remember.
the other one. I don't think I know this one. Let's see.
So I was in front of a crowd. There were like 80 people or something like that. And it
Okay.
was in summer, like today, I was wearing a dress. I'm just giving the
Uh-huh.
detail because that comes very fun. And then
Mhm.
I was doing a keynote presentation with the mic, and then I was walking and stuff. And there's a special moment in this keynote presentation when we talk about 90% of our thoughts are based in the past. So I was
Mhm.
talking, I was giving the analogy that if you walk like in the front of you looking behind, then you're gonna fall, you're gonna never arrive to your destination and stuff. So basically I did the movement, so walking and looking behind, and I just fall in front of everybody. And then
uh,
that was
I don't
you
know
can
this
say
one.
because that was exactly the proof of my. But I
Uh,
lost my pride at this moment, literally,
uh-huh.
because if
Uh-huh.
it would have been winter, I wouldn't care. I would have been leggings or whatever. But like, I lost my pride at a certain moment,
Yes.
and but it's okay. It's like I managed to connect with people. It makes me real sense of what I've done and what I was
Okay.
talking about. And when I say I do what I say and I say what I do, also about the failure, same thing.
Yes, yes, definitely. And what will be your lesson learned from there?
So the thing is that uh, it doesn't matter what happened when you do something. At the
Hmm.
moment that it all comes from laughing and smiling and the grammar, everything is pretty much connected. At the moment that even if you lose your pride and you find a sense of humor of the situation, then you
Hmm.
feel good about the moment. You can talk about it like even on social media, and you can give these kind of examples to others, which is not an example, but let's say experiences to others. So I do
Hmm.
know that I often share these kind of stories with my mentees, because so that they just get rid of this fear of that something happened. There's always
Uh,
something happened wrong, and so and what
yeah.
happened, and so yeah. Doesn't matter.
That's right. Yeah, it's always worse in our minds, isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah, so beautiful, beautiful story. And I wanted to ask you something related to this that I just said, but just my mind went blank. Uh, okay, so I wanted to ask you about your clients, yes? How or what do you think is the common thing that you have to, let's say, coach them with or help them with?
So, as I mentioned to you, my position is that I'm a neuro leader expert, and my mission is to elevate leaders to become neuro leaders using the latest cognitive sciences. So,
Mhm.
having that said, either they are individuals or corporate companies or professionals in the sector, they are not neo coaching. So they are all people who had a first experience in coaching. Either they have been coached in the past, either they have taken a lot or some training in the past. So my idea is that I already work with existing leaders, so they do
Mhm.
know part of their potential, part of the point they want to get better at. And so what happened is that I tend to attract very ambitious people or multi-potential people, and most of them they have lived in other countries like me, and I call them the globetrotters.
The what?
So globetrotters, the globetrotters.
Growth charters. Ah, okay. All right. I didn't know that.
So I would say that what happened most of the time is that what I work on is on the way of the notion of success, how to canalize the ambition so that it really meets to their values and their philosophy of practice and doing.
Uh-huh.
So that's what that's the major point that I work on is that is like I they know they can do it. What happened is that sometimes how their relationship with success and ambition is kind of like those things that they want to work on.
Okay. Success and ambition with their values. Connect those dots. Yes,
Mhm.
and make a connection. And all right, very interesting. Yeah, thank you for that. I wanted to ask you another thing. What is the best or most worth investment that you have done, either time, energy, or whatever, money?
So my business, my
Uh-huh.
current business, yeah, because in between the investment that I do, still up to date with my employees, all the training that I've been doing to be able to have the level that I'm doing, that I'm having right now, like neuroscience courses, psychology courses, blah blah blah. I would say the best investment I have done at the end, I say my business,
Mm,
and I would better say on myself, because
on
at the
yourself.
end of the day, it's kind of, I wouldn't say it's my baby because it's cheesy and stuff, but what I did is having the thought that I was investing in my business, and at the end of the day, I was investing on myself. So I would say my best investment.
Your business is is yourself, right? Yeah, at the end. So it's great. All right.
But anyway, I'm the owner, so it's mine. I don't know
Yeah.
if I would say it's my baby, but if one of my organ or something like that, but it's mine, that's for sure.
Okay, great. What message will you share with entrepreneurs or startups that you think will be most valuable for them, most impactful?
So I really believe in pushing the limits in a very strategic way, not in terms of burnout and stuff like that. And I think that we want to switch the mindset. When we're working in the startup industry, what happens is that often, or most of the time, we make the impossible possible, technologically talking. When I talk with startup owners, sometimes they have technology that I felt was impossible. And I'm like, it's because I'm a neophyte and then I don't know anything about like whatever
Mhm.
technology. Okay. So how come all most of the people you talk with and then will see what you're doing as making the impossible possible? How come you don't have that in your own mindset? So that's where I would do that is like push the limits of your own beliefs, or what you
Mhm.
think, your self narrative, whatever you name it. And just think about that you're already making the impossible possible. So how are you going to do that in your own brain?
Ah, that's really cool, eh? Pushing the limits of your own beliefs and limiting mental barriers. Yeah. Okay, great. That's
If
awesome.
you want to be inspired, they can watch. I think it's a Netflix documentary. I don't remember. It's called 14 Peaks, and it's the story of this guy who said, I'm gonna climb. I don't remember 7 or 9 peaks. Oh no, 14 peaks at the end of the day. 14 in like 3 months. It's ridiculous, literally. And nobody did that before, and he did it. He made the impossible possible, and it was
Okay.
all in his head.
Making the impossible possible. What was this Netflix recommendation that you did?
It's called 14 Peaks. 14 Peaks.
14 Pink.
Paks. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, like mountains, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, cool. All right. Yeah, I haven't seen it, but yeah, we can recommend it later for people to watch it. I wanted to ask you, you talk about self-investment, yeah, and investment in your business. What would you say that is the has been the best investment for yourself, Dorothée?
It's gonna sound very cheesy, and I wonder if they are watching the live right now. And I think they will be Begoña and Sandra. So you know
Okay.
them literally. So
Yes.
my marketing coordinator and my administration coordinator,
Uh-huh.
and these are my best investments so far.
I love them, both of them. They are really good people.
They're a little crazy also. That's why.
So this, I guess, is for your business, yes? For your personal business. I wanted to also know, ask you about yourself personally, yeah? Like what has made you grow the most? Uh, yeah?
So that's interesting because since I did the neuroscience course, it's called the neurochange method.
Uh-huh.
I've been changing stuff in my personal life. So it changed my way of supporting my clients on a daily basis. And also, I realized that it made me take new decision. So it's kind of like something that I'm kind of proud of, and then nobody will see any videos from that. That's for sure.
Uh-huh.
And since I learned about neuroplasticity and how the brains work when you do some sport activities before having a intellectual effort, I really decided to go back on doing some kind of sport because since COVID, I'm not going to the gym anymore. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
so I went back to doing ballet. So
Mm-hmm.
classic dance, I don't know, it's called ballet. I don't know the name in English. And so 3 times a week, but through the computer, I have like an incredible PT, and we're doing like,
Very cool.
and that's interesting how you take different decision in your life when you learn something new. So that was a great decision for me personally, and yeah, that will be one of the
And that
example.
came from the neuro change course, the part of making the new decisions or
Yeah.
changes. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Very cool. How is this change now, or this investment in yourself, influencing you right now?
Yeah, you know what? I'm thinking about that because I have 3 times a week. So it's Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays.
Okay.
And so interesting how my mood is different. So it reminds me of a TED talk from Wendy Suzuki that I posted a couple of days ago, maybe last week, I don't remember, where
Uh-huh.
she was talking about changing the physiology of your body, doing
Mhm.
sport and everything, how it changed your brain and your hippocampus, the
Hippocampus.
prefrontal
Yeah.
cortex, etc., etc. And I really feel it. My mood is so much better. Sometimes you wake up, you're just in a bad mood because you slept like that and your neck is like hurting or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I told that a couple of days ago to her name is Aida, and I said this is interesting because I know that going to the gym, I'm going to suffer, like literally, I'm going to suffer. At a certain point, I'm going to tell her, I cannot more, like, stop torturing me, like, my feet hurts, point flex, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And nevertheless, I get out from 1 hour of doing that and I feel so good.
All right. Great. Great. That's awesome to hear. What was this TED talk that you mentioned about the
So
physiology?
the TED Talk is from Wendy Suzuki,
Wendy Suzuki.
Suzuki. I
Okay.
don't remember the name exactly of the TED Talk, but I can find it out and send it to you if you want. Well, I
Yeah,
can
don't
send you
worry.
the
It's
on
just to
LinkedIn.
share later after the interview. So that's fine, Dorothée. Thank you so much. Uh, what belief do you think is true that you cannot prove it?
Okay, I do want to believe in collective in consciousness. It hasn't been proven for human beings, okay?
Collective consciousness or
In
unconsciousness?
consciousness, collective in
Ah,
consciousness. So
consciousness.
it's still a theory that comes from psychology that I know
Ah,
that some neuroscientists are working on that. It's kind of this idea that we share as human beings, like collectively, our unconsciousness.
uh-huh,
So it hasn't been proven, so we don't know if it's true or not. But I
uh-huh,
like to believe that as if we like it. The theory talks more. I'm going to do it short because otherwise we're going to speak for hours. But it's kind of having this theory that right now you and me we're sharing the same unconscious. But
uh-huh,
part of it is linked. We can as if our unconsciousness we're talking in between each other, as if like generation per generation we were passing like unconscious beliefs and stuff like that, and knowledge.
uh-huh. I
So
think
it's like
that's true, yeah.
generation- yeah, but it
Okay.
hasn't been proven. So it's something that I want to believe in because it's part of my mission, into the world. When I was sharing my personal story about my Cambodian family and stuff like that, so I think it's really linked to that.
Okay. All right. Uh, for me to understand, yes. So what you mean, if this is correct, is that how people around us affect us, right? Because this is something that we know about coaching and social science and psychology, right? That how our environment influence in our brain, our thoughts, and our beliefs. So is this the unconscious?
No,
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 it's
it's
another
another
thing.
concept. Maybe I can share with you some links and article about that. It's a
Okay.
theory. It hasn't been proven. Okay.
Collective unconsciousness.
Everything that we know seriously and scientifically that I know that has been proven comes from Dr. John Barge, and there's a great book that is called Before You Know It, and there's the real science. Okay. When I
Uh,
talk about the collective in consciousness, it's a theory.
okay, all right, I see.
Not
Because I was
proven at all.
thinking it was like what John Barnes also
No,
talks
no, no.
about.
It's
It's something
nothing
different.
related to. Nothing,
Okay,
nothing.
all right. We will talk about that another time then, because
Mm.
that's interesting. I heard about it at some point, but I don't think I understand it fully then. Very good, Dorothée. It's been already 33 minutes just now. So, what last message would you like to leave us with?
What about going back to smile? That's the first thing that came to my heart. No, you
I
know
love
what?
it.
When I sign my email or when I talk to people, I like to put, well, I used to put Lovely Day because I love the song from Al Green. And I love to sign also enthusiastically.
Enthusiastically.
And I was like, show your enthusiasm. No matter
Uh-huh.
what. My way smiling is putting red lipstick and show my teeth. What about yours?
Uh-huh. All right, very good. Thank you so much, Dorothée. I love it. It was a very good interview, and I think it's time to end it. All right.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
so
having
much.
me.
Yeah, and I'll talk to you now. Don't leave. Ciao.